Welcome to the Infinite Star Connections. We're happy to be live at the 5D Phoenix Rising in the beautiful, gorgeous Sedona, Arizona. I really wish we could bring a camera and show you around with all the vortexes, with Bell Rock, Cathedral. But we're here at the Sedona Creative Life Center. And as you can recognize right here, my wonderful husband, Peter, and of course, my amazing friend and co-host Jeff. We're happy to be here live, and you never know what's going to pop in. We're going to talk about the conference, talk about the energy, but I want to welcome all of you who are joining us right now live. Always a pleasure to see you. Yes, the connecting. Oh, we have someone from Cape Town, South Africa. This is awesome.
Sweet.
Megan, we welcome you. Yolanda, of course, you're always welcome here. Marian, welcome. Our divine fractal. And I have the joy of not only seeing her in the chat room, but here live with me. She will come and say hello. We're very happy to have you. Paul, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. It's going to be a different energy, as you can feel. So we're on the field at the conference. Jeff is holding the reign, holding the space for all of us. So it's really amazing to have all of you. I want to welcome you, Cass from England, Catherine, and welcome from Canada. And we have people coming from all over. And hello, and wonderful people we met. We arrived, the conference started yesterday, Saturday, and I want to tell you something. We felt the energy of Sedona very different than it was from last year. It feels a much,
Yeah.
what?
It's more neutral.
More neutral, don't you think? The energy is more neutral, more stable. In fact, yesterday we went to Bell Rock and we did some encoding there where the portal open up and we brought in codes of light that we redistributed everywhere in all the vortexes in Sedona. It was absolutely incredible. But I want to share with you a little bit of our own experience, and it will bring people. We'll have a very diversified conversation, and I hope you can feel the energy. Can you feel the energy, Jeff?
I cannot feel the energy from here, but I am sure that you guys are jamming over there.
Like what you said, we're jamming. Yes, we are jamming. You want to talk a bit about your experience? Because you did a talk yesterday on tensor technology.
Yeah, the talk went really well. We talked about the new tools that are coming in. Other than the ones we already have, we have obviously the Michael, the Metatron, and the Metatron anklets. But we ended up talking about the new Starseed line that we're working on right now, pendants that actually will help, basically bring the soul energy back to the individuals. So we're working on that. We need to actually continue and finish that up. We'll try to get those done by the end of the year and get those out so people can actually experience them.
Yes.
But the talk was really good. It was more interactive with the client, with the people in the audience. It was really fun.
Yes. Yeah, you did a wonderful talk, and I like how people were very engaged. And so we talked about, conscious technology and how it really helps to improve people's life. So I'm really excited to be here. So I have a good question from Jinan. Are we going to be in Orlando in October? Yes, we are. We're going to be in October. Peter and I are going to be in Orlando in October at the Galactic Informers Conscious Tech Conference, something like that. It's on Jinan. So if you're in Orlando, there we're going to see you in October for sure. So that's going to be you. But right now we're in Sedona, and we want to share that energy. And we have a chance to connect with amazing people. Very grateful to connect. So
yeah, we get people from Sweden, Janet from Sweden, and Wendy from England.
Yes. Woohoo! Welcome. So we're sharing again for those who just joining us. Peter and I are live at the 5D Phoenix Rising Conference in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And for those of you who know Sedona, there's a lot of energy, and there's also beautiful energy going into between the vendors. I love the community feeling. That's one of the things we love about conferences is that a chance to connect with all of you coming and also with vendors who are here. And then we did our talk. And yesterday I did a powerful Arcturian light codes activation in the presence of the archangels. That was really something. The room was packed, so to speak, and everybody received a very powerful activation through the Lyrans and the Arcturians who came yesterday.
Yeah, we had the lady that was here doing healings, and she walked back into the room by the booth, and she was a little dizzy and out of sorts when she came back from Viviane's talk.
Yeah, let's just say we crank up the volume yesterday to bring that energy going. So, Jeff, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing okay. A little stressed on this part of the country, but we're okay.
Yes, this is why we did the activation. We did the activation to being able to bring the light codes and being able to activate all of it and helping everyone to really elevate the consciousness right now. And especially at this time, we really need that. So today is a special live broadcast from Sedona. So we invite you right now to feel the energy. We're transmitting the energy from the positive vortexes here, and we're inviting all of you to really receive it directly at the 5D Phoenix Rising conference. So thank you for being with us from all over the planet, all over the world. We're very grateful to have you in this special episode here on the Infinite Star Connections. So how about we make things interesting? Oh, we'll talk about this when we bring
Yeah,
our
if you want. We
yes,
go?
yes. We're gonna bring somebody right now. We have many people lining up. They're gonna start to talk, and then one by one, we're gonna have some pretty fun time talking. Perfect. We have someone who's coming here, someone who we love and we recognize. Welcome, welcome. Who do we have coming? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
Hello.
Wow, why don't you just introduce yourself to our beautiful audience?
Well, my name is Darrell Stokes, and I live here in Sedona, Arizona. And this is the first time I've literally got to meet my soul family here live in person, and it's really, really awesome. It has been a really great treat. The communication has been off the charts leading up to this event. And just so many synchronicities that have lined up. Galactic family, angelic family, star family, they've all come together and literally bringing all the frequencies and activations that our higher selves have been preparing us for quite some time. So it's fantastic.
I love it. I love it. And we had some amazing experience, being together. And I'd like to talk about the gift you brought us. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had amazing gifts today. It was very unexpected. I want to show you the beautiful piece that we just got today. Look at that. Can you tell us about the uniqueness?
So this is the snowflake obsidian that I gathered and brought back from Mount Shasta. There's a mountain. It's called Glass Mountain, and it's on the outskirts of Mount Shasta. And the whole mountain is literally made of obsidian. And there's rainbow obsidian, mahogany obsidian, snowflake obsidian. And I left some offerings and brought back some pieces to give to those that felt was called to gift them to. And the one here, it literally looked like a heart, and I know exactly who it's meant to go to, and it was right there. It called and said that it knew exactly who it was going to. So that heart shaped snowflake obsidian,
Yeah,
and Peter's looks like a triangle,
that's true.
or pyramid, and so they know it, the crystals know exactly who they're called to go to. And that meditation was so amazing yesterday, and you're talking about Archangel Michael and Archangel
Yeah,
Metatron,
the angels.
and they were literally sharing with us how beings of love and light from the higher dimensions who are attempting to contact those, we're in our denser selves down here in the 3D, if you will. So when your higher self or these angelic beings or collective beings show up and all this high frequency and light, how do you respond to react to it? And for those that are open to that and comfortable to that, it just literally assists you in receiving more understanding, more awareness, more activations. It's amazing when you're around soul family.
That's incredible. And the synchronicity of doing this Lyran Arcturian activation yesterday in the presence of the archangel groups, and you were communicating, you were already talking to these archangel groups in particular, and then they just came through the activation to support and uplift everyone as we were downloading the codes. Coming into the audience.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, goosebumps. Yes, that was absolutely incredible and a lot of validation for you, was it not?
Absolutely. I had literally just came back from seeing my family, back east, and the communications that I was receiving, about how as we are able to heal old wounds, it assists us in being able to assist others, in their healing. And the same ones that have been communicating and talking very lovingly and clearly about, what we're facing, what we're addressing, what we're witnessing, were the exact same ones that you literally brought up. And it's like, what are the odds that we hadn't had any contact in quite some time, and all of a sudden the same beings that are communicating with me are communicating with you.
Yes, that's right.
There it all was. So that was quite affirming.
That's amazing. That's
Can
incredible.
you recognize those same beings, Daryl?
Oh,
As what you
absolutely.
can?
Mhm.
You can.
Yeah. And I've been
They feel the same.
they do feel the same. And here's something that was really, really amazing. Peter's tools that he has, the pendants, the Archangel Michael pendant, the Archangel Metatron pendant, I saw the colors in my mind's eye, in my third eye, when he was lifting the rings over my head. I could literally feel the colors coming through, and that was quite profound, because being colorblind but still being able to see the colors in your mind's eye, and it's the same frequency, the rays and the light of the angels, of the archangels. So when you're the blues, the reds, the greens, and feeling them, and then having that same energy frequency around, and it's like, close your eyes and there it is, you feel it. It's quite remarkable, and yeah, it just amplified everything. I got goosebumps all the way up my back.
Okay,
It's
now I
Peter's-
got a question for you. I got a question for the people that are not like activated or done up like we are. Can they feel the same thing, or do you have to introduce them in order for them to feel it? Blah blah blah. You know what I'm talking about?
It's how open you are. How open are literally, as they were sharing it with me. How would you, as an individual, respond and react if your higher self showed up to you in your dreams or in your visions or outside in nature, as this luminescent being of blue, green, gold, yellow, orange, or whatever, and it feels like your higher self. So it's literally, it knows what you're wanting to understand, and it's how open are you to be able to receive that information of those light codes or those activations. And what they've been sharing is our higher self, and we're all soul family. So for those that are open to receive the codes first, then they're able to share those codes with others who are, because we all awaken are at our own pace. So for those that are more comfortable being able to receive this communication, they are the ones that are tasked with being able to help share it to others. So when you two are sharing the information, for those that are guided to you, it resonates and makes sense. And for those that are like, well, how can I interact with the galactic beings or the angelic beings or the beings of high frequency? Are you open? Is your heart open? Are you open to love? Because these are all beings of love. And if you're able to be open to love, how often do you give love? How often are you able to receive love back? And a lot of people that are highly empathic love giving and doing for others, but how often do they allow themselves to receive back? And so they're helping bring the balance back, if you will, from your higher self to your denser self. And it's almost like the equivalent of your root, which is the first chakra, and your crown chakra or your stellar gateway. You have these, the root chakras is just as important as the crown chakra. And they also link up together. Root chakra links up with the crown. The sacral links up with the third eye. The solar plexus links up with the throat. And then, of course, the heart's in the middle, which is the gateway for the upper chakras and the lower chakras. So bringing everything into balance, And so for those who are open to that, you absolutely can receive that activation, that integration, that acceleration, and find that it happens very, very quickly.
Yeah.
All you need to do is set the intention and be open to it.
That's a good point. Openness and also changing probably your vibrational thing.
Mm-hmm.
If your emotions are like a little bit compressed, you feel like it's difficult, challenging, you're retracting onto your field. So it helps to, I want you just to come back at a point of neutrality.
Mhm.
Would you think that would be helpful?
Oh, absolutely. It's like being able to stay in grace, in the eye of the storm, where if you go out into the storm, you've got all that debris and all the strong winds blowing around. But if you're able to stay in the eye of it, it's very, very calm there. So you're able to witness and understand everything without it swirling around. So when you don't feel compelled to rush out to help or do something for someone that has not learned the lesson yet, you allow them to learn. And then when they're ready and open, then they're able to process it much more. And that even goes for us. When we're in a state of love and joy and happiness, we manifest so much easier and faster than we are we're worried or anxious or upset. So depending on where the emotions are at, that's how the emotions and your intention, that interacts with the manifestation process very, very strongly. So I've learned that the more happier, jovial, or being out in nature to calm yourself, you're able to see the signs more clearly than as you would if you were emotionally worked up, stressed out, and upset. So depending on your emotional state of being, because we have all these different bodies, your astral body, your light body, your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual body. And I'm sure there's many others, but literally it's like the chakras. If one is out of balance, then the others are not going to function, that great either. So we're working on just bringing back everything back into alignment, with our higher selves and our 3D selves and everything that's in between that. And removing that egoic barrier, if you will, so that way we're able to receive our intuition clearer. Because some of us see, some of us hear, some of us feel, some of us know, and we all have the same gifts, and you can absolutely strengthen them all. All you need to do is ask and set that intention, and then I kept out hearing, go outside and be out in nature. But that's where I kept receiving the signs out in nature.
You do so beautifully. And as we know, because you've been on our guest on our podcast, and you will be again, don't you agree, Jeff?
Yeah, better.
Definitely.
I'm counting on
Excited.
it. I need a space to be filled.
And so we're good. But the point that you're talking about nature, I mean, your photography, your pictures of fairies, angelic beings, spectrum of light, orbs, it's off the chart. I mean, I've seen them with my own eyes. I mean, samples of your pictures where you can literally see fairies in their form on the picture. I've seen consciousness opening. You've always been in touch with that gift.
Believe it or not, when I worked at Walt Disney World, in the fourth grade, I wrote a letter to Jiminy Cricket, and I got a letter back, and a picture from Mickey Mouse saying "best wishes from my best friend," and everyone laughed and said that'll never happen. But years later, I ended up working at Disney. I did not know that he had a connection with the Palladians and whatnot that assisted. So little did I know that being at Disney and then them saying, "Hey, would you be open to this energy, but out in nature?" which Sedona, because I did not know that he modeled Frontierland after the Red Rocks of Thunder Mountain. So literally, Thunder Mountain Railroad is modeled after Thunder Mountain in Sedona.
Oh,
I did not know that, even at Disney University. So it was, Spirit was literally preparing me. It took me a couple of years to be open to it, but it was, when you say you want, you will. And Spirit's never off. Your intuition is never off. So if you just allow yourself to go with what comes through the first time, instead of trying to, reanalyze it, that's when ego gets brought in, and that's going to muck with things.
okay.
So by just surrendering, and it's like, if you're not sure, ask for a sign. Goosebumps, arms, that gut feeling, back of the neck, top of the crown, forehead. These are all ways your body picks up on it. And your body is the perfect antenna for receiving messages from Spirit. So the more that we're able to recognize when we get the goosebumps, right side, left side, on our ankles or knees or elbows or hands, the warmth sensation or the cooling sensation, these are all ways that Spirit is attempting to interact with us. Birds and butterflies and lizards and other animals coming and interacting, because they're at such a high frequency, they're able to recognize the frequency that we're at. And just allow yourself to recognize how many times, you notice the animals and it notices you and does something. You're like, how many birds showing up out of the blue? And it's like, oh, wow. So these are just ways that Spirit has been confirming, and I just ask, please show me that I'm on the right path.
I like that. You ask.
Mm-hmm.
Mike is asking you, Daryl. Here's a question for Daryl. Mike is saying, I've been seeing pictures filled with form and words of unicorns. What does it mean for me?
Everybody has those amazing frequencies in them. And the photos, they're like activators. Just like when we hear someone that resonates with us, we tend to be more open to someone that we trust. And whereas someone else will say, I've been saying that or trying to get them to hear that for ages. It's just how open or in tune that we choose to be to it. And like when we read something, or the music that we hear, that we listen to, or the photos that we look at, or the art that we look at, they possess an activation for us. And it's like, it's encoded in the art, which a lot of people's creativity comes through, spiritually comes through when they're being creative. And how amazing is that, when you literally allow yourself to be creative with something, that someone else comes into contact with it and they have a life-changing experience from it.
Yes. That is very true. Well, I am so thrilled. Thank you for taking the time with us. I have 3 beautiful people I really want to bring here, and we're going to have amazing conversation. But you're going to be back, right? You're going to be back here for sure. Thank you so much. You're amazing. You're amazing. Oh, my goodness. Incredible, is it not?
He's amazing.
Alrighty. Absolutely. Now we have someone special here. She's a speaker, a friend of ours. I am really pleased to introduce right here, coming through soon, the lovely Seven Messner.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. What an honor. What an honor to be here with y'all.
Yes, thank you for being with us. Seven is a speaker here at the 5D Phoenix Rising. You also have a booth right here at the conference. What to share with the audience? You're amazing.
So my own sole purpose is to help other people remember who they are. I've always loved the word remembering, because it is becoming whole. It's like we are all on a remembrance journey, because we've been fragmented, we've been scattered, across the universes, across the multiverses. And so this is a massive sort of consolidation. So when we talk about unity consciousness, it's not just on a collective level. It's even, from my perspective, more importantly, the unification of your own self. All of these soul fragments that have been, scattered fragmented. We've had, Atlantis. There were blasts literally that shattered and fragmented our consciousness. And that's why becoming whole and remembering who we are from the inside out is probably one of the most powerful contributions that, you can do to the peace movement in the universe, in the galaxies.
Absolutely. Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
and there's just this beautiful bliss.
Receiving a beautiful
Oh my
blessing
gosh.
from this beautiful
Yeah.
person in alignment with Tibetan.
Tibetan blessings.
Yeah,
It's wonderful.
We're just got a Tibetan blessing everyone. So take it in. Please continue because I love what you're saying, Sabine.
Would you agree
Yeah.
with that, right? The remembrance, yeah. And see, especially, so my topic, what I was speaking about is the journey from the 3D mind programming, where we are literally caught up in a simulation and a hologram, where we're mind controlled, and now we're moving into the simulation inside of the simulation, which is very, very anti-life, artificial, AI, etc., etc. So we have to find this inner exodus, if you so will, to really connect ourselves, link ourselves up with our truth, with our higher infinite, like you said, like our infinite cosmic soul energy. And so I was speaking about that journey and also the very, very glitchy fourth dimension, the tesseract, that we have to continue to navigate through. And this is not going to be for the faint of heart, and it's also not going to be a quick journey. It's going to be at least another 10 years where we're sort of like in a washer dryer cycle, where we're going through a wormhole of great confusion and great also deception. And so that inner standing and that inner remembrance is our guiding light. And I use in my own practice human design, soul activation, because that allows us to look at your own epigenetic awareness. And then I activate that so people can really, really, really sort of stand in their own soul juice and then be guided by that information. And of course, I also help people be in business with their soul's purpose so that they don't have to do toxic jobs or things that are keeping them in the 3D. And that is, I think, the one message that I have for your community is it's very difficult if you are constantly in 3D, 5D, 3D, 5D, 3D, 5D. It's like being in a car where you have the one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas. And it's actually part of like this distortion inside of your own consciousness that makes it harder and harder. What keeps you in 3D are only two reasons: money and time. And both are illusions. Money is paper money. It's monopoly. Who cares, right? So if money keeps you trapped, it's like monopoly money anyways. Come on, this is the game of consciousness. And then the other excuse is I don't have the time. I have kids. I'm busy. I'm this. This woman, let me tell you, this woman, I mean, she has the most professional table here at the entire conference.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to actually really, I just bought a cloth. They have printed things. Everything is so high end. She's so sophisticated and so into, advancement, but also perfection. And you guys have 3 children,
Mhm.
3 children, a big house, 3 cats.
Yes, we
Right?
have kitties.
I mean, and she does so many one-on-one sessions that I could not do that many one-on-one sessions anymore. I've done it myself. I've gone through that. My body would not be able to tolerate it anymore. But this woman is on such a commitment journey. And she does not take money or time as an excuse. Neither does Peter. They're really in it, and they're giving a lot into the community and what you're doing for the community, free healings and community activations, what have you. But this is how we all start to really move as individuals and also as a collective. Like we apply ourselves and we devote ourselves to being of that higher service. And then and then the acceleration, the ascension happens.
Exactly. The ascension, the enlightenment, really well said. Plus, you and I said then we're going to be also at the Mount Shasta.
Yes, at the Victory of the Light.
Victory of the-
Yes. I have goosebumps. That was such an amazing event.
Right. Now that we were last
Mhm.
year and we're coming back this year again, and again, incurring really powerful light activation for what you do, helping others so much. I love what you said, coming from fragmentation into a more unified self, understanding who you are, your own soul journey,
Yes.
the other possibility, opening new doors, you're activating new potential. That's incredible.
I think the other very important distinction that I want to really make is there's a lot of observism or voyeurism going on in the spiritual community right now. We're waiting for some sort of other shoe to drop or some savior energies to come in, or we're also looking at the collective, the distortions that we're seeing in the collective field, waiting for unification to happen outside of us. It will not happen there. When you begin the unification process inside of yourself, you create such a vortex of holistic, integration that you can go into an absolute war zone with that unified frequency field and clear it all. And this is exactly what I've seen, Vivian do. This is what also the Ascended Masters have done. And this is the job that you, me, everybody, individually, we have to do that. We have to stop being voyeurs and waiting for something to happen and be the change.
Oh my God, to be the change. And that also ties up with that everyone matters. Your light matters.
Everyone matters.
One thought change, a frequency.
Yeah,
and
every puzzle piece.
You think that's your piece here? It's okay. But every piece is really counts. And I can see that here in the audience, just the way we came together yesterday, just the way we came together today as a group. Just yesterday, doing your talk, my talk, and then to see people coming together as a community of light and such a desire to step up. People asking different questions. They're ready. So it is really incredible. And Zibin, I'm really grateful you're getting the time because I know you're a speaker here and you do have a table and you've been talking with a lot of people. How's the conference been for you so far, energy-wise?
Well, I really have to say that I'm here for the individual people. There's so many amazing gems of people. What I loved, and you mentioned it in the audience because you were one of the first speakers,
Yes.
was that there were a lot of young souls, but also old souls, both in age, but also in wisdom. I spoke yesterday with a woman who traveled here from Canada at age 81.
Oh, wow.
And then they're also, very young, participants. And what, so many of us are programmed, I have to make sales or, I got to get opt-ins. And I'm not here for any of that. I'm here, and this is exactly also how we showed up at the Victory of the Light last year. We were just here to be a presence of consciousness.
Yeah.
The vendor, it's so organic. We continue on collaborating and working with the people that we're meant to. I love that I am here, that I can say that I was here. I added my frequency, I brought my contributions, and I'm leaving and returning with more heart connections and more, sort of affirmations that we're having fun, we're on the move. The ascension is a real process.
That is very true. It's a real process.
It's a real process, and this is what gives us strength to. Oh, and your flyer, I love your event.
Oh,
in Phoenix.
Thank you. Yes, we are. As you know, we're co-hosting our first in-person retreat here in Phoenix, Arizona, called Starseed Awakening Retreat, and it's amazing. And I'm going to put it on my website, but it's also, on YouTube. We're advertising and everywhere. It's going to be a really powerful.
It's going to be an amazing, powerful event. So, coming home, gathering yourself. You cannot overestimate, the power of a gathering. The power of a gathering helps you in remember who you are. Just showing up helps you remember who you are.
Yes, absolutely. Well said. Well said, Sabine.
Thank you so much. I'll look at the comments later. I don't have glasses with me right now, so I wouldn't be able to read them.
What you're saying, yes, be the change you want to see in the world. It's exactly what we need. Be brave of the soul, energy of the soul, beautiful energy. Sabine,
you.
how can people can find you? I'll type it in the chat room.
So I actually have soulpurposewealth.com is my website, soulpurposewealth.com. But if you all, since this is Phoenix Rising, I have a special gift page and special discounts for human design soul activations if you go to soulpurposewealth.com/Phoenix Rising.
Okay.
So that would be something that you're welcome to just opt in there and get access. And then I can also follow up with everyone individually. Thank you all so very much. And thank you, Viviane. It's an honor to be on your show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're here, you're speaking, you bring your energy. So this is what the special
Yes.
life conference event is about. And that's what we bring.
And your co-host, I want to say hello to you as well. I've watched a lot of your interviews. Thank you so much for everything that you do to host and be present. Yeah, you're an amazing listener and contributor, you know.
Oh, Jeff, you have also your gift, my friend. You know that. Can you hear us?
Yes, I had to unmute. My dogs were barking in the back, so I didn't want to bother anybody. But yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do have your gift very
Yeah.
much. And Jeff you're amazing. You and I create such a good balance, and people love it. And I know that we get a lot of comments.
Yeah.
On that. It really is. So you have really wonderful gifts.
I
in exchange
agree.
for the fun.
And the presence, it's not, you know, we're word centric in the third dimension. It's all about, you know, the word. And Jeff is showing actually a feminine listening presence. It's kind of interesting, you know. So
This is the Ponte that are around me. They're just they're
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
They're
It's a
leaning on me.
morphogenetic
They're everywhere.
listening. Yeah, it's really wonderful. You guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for being here.
Blessings.
Yeah, it's such a joy. Thank you, Sabine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See, this is what this live podcast is about. Now we're going to bring is I have two more people I want to bring. I want to bring him. Yes. And then you'll be next. So we have two people I wanted you to introduce. And from an audience perspective, you know, I'm a speaker here. I'm part of it. I'm sorry. I want to introduce you a very beautiful, beautiful soul, an amazing man, our dear friend, Clark. Clark is from, you're from Florida, aren't you?
Yes, I'm from Fort Lauderdale.
You're from Florida, coming to Phoenix, coming out of conference, spending time with us. And Clark, you've been witnessing amazing energy unfolding for you. How's been your experience so far at the conference?
Well, it's been amazing. I have a guide that has been working with me over the last month, and 2 weeks ago was told that this trip was going to open up some amazing, incredible things, and it has. And I'm going to share with you, Viviane. I've got some pictures here. I'll share with your viewers. So I arrived in Sedona with a friend of mine, and she's not here today. But when we pulled in, we were here an hour, and did a little tour around Red Rock and driving around, just looking at things. And we pulled over, and we noticed there were several patches of clouds, kind of like lined up like cars in a parking lot. And literally, there were probably about 6 or 7 of them. And not in this photo, but because this is a loner here. This guy is all by himself. So you can see it.
It's right here.
Right here. So there's a cloud right there. And it's just a cloud all by itself. And it was funny. We were feeling silly because we were happy to, be in Sedona, and we were all excited. And so I got we turned around, and she took some pictures, and I thought, oh, you know what? I'm gonna have some fun with this guy. And so I was gonna give it some, little graviteers, but you can't do that with the cloud because you can't get behind it. So what I did was, I just went up and literally put my fingers by the clouds. See that? Okay. So I just played. We were playing, and literally, here's the funny part. So take down my fingers, walk over to Yvonne. We're looking at the picture. It was less than 60 seconds. Now these clouds have just been part. It was kind of breezy. So larger clouds are moving. These clouds that are like pod clouds are just parked literally in the sky. So I get over, we're looking at the photos, and not even 60 seconds, we notice that the cloud starts breaking apart. And I mean, literally within 90 seconds, the cloud was gone.
Just like that.
Just like that. So we go back to the picture where I'm doing the bunny ears, right? And it's really interesting. So
That's going to be a good one.
Yvonne did a filter on it. And if you can see, there's my fingers. And in those clouds, there are two entities. There's one on the left and one on the right. But over here, on this side here, if you look, there's another dot. In addition to the two shapes that are inside.
Yeah, black dot right here.
Mm-hmm.
See right here. You can see very clearly on the picture. There's literally like a black dot that looks like a dense matter.
So
Like
here,
an object.
here's the funny part. Literally within 90 seconds, that cloud was gone. It just completely dissipated.
Let's see if we can see it better. See the dot? You see it, Jeff? And that's what it is. That dark matter, you can tell it's dark matter. It's like a solid object.
So
Yeah, that's
it's
actually
just
pretty
kind of
common.
What's that?
I said that is actually pretty common how they can produce moisture around themselves, and it looks like clouds to us.
well, and the funny thing is the other clouds that were parked, as I mentioned, they were just still sitting there. This one, once I was playing with it, apparently it just decided it was done. Apparently it was like, uh-oh,
Yeah.
Clark is playing with us. We're going to go. So the cloud disappeared and we go on our way. About an hour later, we're in Sedona doing a little shopping. And Yvonne notices that my ear had been punctured
Yeah, he has like three puncture on
3 times. It was bleeding. It was literally we were in the store and she's like, "You're bleeding." Now, we didn't go through any brush and nothing had touched my head, but this thing on my ear, it looks like a puncture mark. And so I joke that obviously, if I can play with them, someone's playing with me.
Yeah, so let's just say what is the moral of all these experiences is that we are definitely in the presence of, intergalactic beings here. And plus your guide has been coming more for you.
Yes, my guide has actually been communicating with me on some very powerful lessons. I now have this relationship where I'm actually invited to. Well, it's not. It's now more of a command where I'm basically. It's okay. You need to sit. I have something to say. And as I mentioned earlier, have been really guided that this trip and the energies here are awakening and are moving some incredible things along for my growth. And I'm still processing whatever they are, but it's incredible. And Viviane has just been a magical angel along this process. Thank you very much, by the way. And thank you for letting me share this with everyone.
Oh, thank you, Clark, because I feel like you experience, there's so many people, amazing people like yourself, experiencing more and more direct interaction, which is false cloud formation, and we know it's just a disguise. Seeing the craft appearing right into the formation, the experience that you had right into physical evidence you hear, and to feel that how much your consciousness, your vibration, something has shifted in you.
There's a tremendous frequency shift that's happening, and it's not just with the clouds and the ETs and everything on that level. Your presentation yesterday on the whole energy shift within is also in high gear. So I feel blessed. I'm not sure what it all means yet. I'm still this I feel like I'm, I never took trigonometry in high school because I wasn't, I could handle algebra, but that was about it. And I feel like I'm in the trig class and I'm on like, I showed up 3 weeks late, but I'm catching up and it's all unfolding. And I know anything you do with trig, it's gonna have a solution. So I'm just kind of hanging there as I wake up and learn all of this. So it's between what you're sharing on the within and what is happening on literally the 3D out. It's really cool.
It's really awesome because I feel what you're bringing, Clark, it brings everyone for an audience perspective. What changes, what possibility, connections, presence, activation. And like we did yesterday, and you were witness during my lecture, when we did the Arcturian Alliance activations, it was really to bring the next level of light codes activation to help everyone to take on the next quantum leap so that you become much more present to your experiences, your gifts, your abilities, your own abilities that you've been experiencing to recognize when you're in the presence of your guides, maybe an intergalactic ship. When you in your case physical experience right around the year, and also how you're going to it's catalyst of acceleration. So it's very important, and I'm grateful that you're taking the time with us to share your experience from another perspective. And this is what these conferences are about. It's not just about the speakers or the vendors and who comes to share what message. It's what transpired also from people come to attend, to feel what is your experience. And I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. And one of the things I'd like to just share with everybody, and one thing, my takeaway, one big takeaway is have fun with it. When we are introduced to some of these very incredible and powerful things, on different levels, on so many different things, whether again it's the clouds or one of your sessions, your presentations, go in having fun. It's you've got to enjoy it. I think so many people are interested in it, but sometimes get fearful and have trepidation and apprehension. And I go in like a kid. I feel like I'm 5 years old or 7, playing around because it's exciting. I don't necessarily know all that's happening, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I had to also want to just say to everybody that if you get a chance to ever see Viviane in one of her presentations in one of these seminars, conferences, you've got to do it, because the presentation she did yesterday with the room full of everybody, when she brought her team in, and she is a fantastic public speaker, and it was incredible how she literally shared her what she was sharing in a way that was so easy to comprehend. It was not difficult. It was loving, and it was absolutely miraculous. And so, please, if you get a chance, if you can ever go to one of her sessions, do. It's because it's literally I walked out. That's I think all the attendees walked out. We were just like,
something.
It was incredible.
Something magical happened, and that's incredible because all the seeds will continue to blossom, and a perfect timing for everyone on their path, and a perfect conjunction of where they need it the most. So what we done plus last night, I must say, we were at Bell Rock. Remember that?
Mhm.
We went to the portal, and with the activation we also did there, the connection that we have established, that was also pretty incredible.
Well, they gave you a tremendous gift to share with all of us, and that was amazing. And the portal itself was incredible. And a friend of Yvonne, she took some pictures. I wish she could be here right now, but it was amazing because we all had like stars because we were in the portal. We had stars all around our face, and it was striking.
Literally stars you can see on the picture. All of our picture, you can tell we're like in dimensionality, like vibrating between dimension, and it shows on the pictures. And Yvonne, our friend, she's also a master taking this kind of picture.
Oh, she's fantastic.
You can see, literally, we were in the portal, you can tell. And vibrationally, when we came out of the portal, we all felt very different.
Well, we were completely lifted and elevated with our energy because we just had dinner. So we went up, and it was just dusk. It was ready to get dark. And so, after dinner, you get a little down, a little lethargic. After that, I think we all walked out to the parking lot, and we were all like, it's like we had 4 cups of coffee.
Yeah,
we are away.
that's a good point. Clark, I cannot thank you enough for being
Thank
here.
you. I appreciate it.
I mean, thank you for sharing because you represent the voices of many. And I know there's so many people who can really connect to you, and which is wonderful. I can feel whether you have a parent who had his experiences or yourself. So that really ties up. And that's just to show you how much we're so interconnected with one another.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you, Clark. Thank you. Wow, 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 wow. How's everybody going? How are you doing, Jeff, so far?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You're doing good. Okay. Well, we have an amazing lady who we both love, and many of us do love, and she is coming right now, and you will recognize her. That's another little fun surprise, spontaneous energy, and the advantage of being live. Yes. Come on here, my dear. We're going to welcome somebody amazing. You can see. Surprise! Look who's here.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing out there? Oh my gosh. I come representing two of my favorite protective makers, right? I have my pendant from Yavanda's Healing Arts. Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I love this thing so much. And then I have my wonderful pendant from our own Peter Benson,
Yeah.
Viviane's husband, my Metatron. Oh my gosh, I love it. These things like keep me safe, make me feel so protected and balanced. I love it.
Thank you for taking the time with us to just, even though you need no introduction, let's just reintroduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, everybody. I am Divine Fractal. So,
Very own divine fact.
but yeah, usually behind the scenes doing the moderating, but I'm happy to come on camera with you guys. It's so fun to be here. So fun to be here in person with you.
Yes, exactly. We're in the same room, sitting next to each other, sharing that energy. This is why, since you're here, we had dinner last night, and I said, "Would you come? We're doing a live podcast tomorrow. Come!" And of course, I was a big yes. That make a smile on your face, Jeff. I
Yeah.
can see that. I love
Yeah,
it.
because you guys are having all the fun over there. Am I missing it all out?
Yes. Yes,
Again?
you should
You-
be here with us.
You're here with us in many ways.
But you're here in heart. You're here in spirit with us. That's
You are with us in many ways.
One day we'll all get together at one time.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. I can't wait because it feels like it's all coming together, right?
Yes. And speaking of coming together, did you feel any change in Sedona's energy from your perspective? You feel any
Yes,
changes?
actually.
Yes.
Yes, actually. It feels much better this time that I'm here. It feels actually a lot better this time. It feels a lot safer.
I agree.
And now okay, so Viviane did her panel yesterday morning, her speaking, and she did a whole Arcturian and Lyran activation, and it was beautiful. And I felt it like go out over the whole grounds here.
Yes.
Like it felt like just a beautiful blanket of like, I don't know, protection and healing everywhere. Yeah, and the whole energy of all of it changed. So for me, like that's what I could feel.
I love
Beautiful.
that. It really is. It did really shifted. And I agree with you, Divine Fractal, to say that compared to last year, because we were here last year too for the 5D conference, and then being here a year later, I am very pleased to see how much Sedona feel more stable.
Yes, more stable. It felt more fractured last time I was here.
Yes.
Much more fractured. Even just in January was the last time I was
Even
here.
January.
Yeah, and it still felt. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it. If you understand how like energy feels, is it felt like jagged, like pieces, like jagged of pieces, has how that energy felt then. As opposed to like putting on this pendant, and you can immediately feel like this smooth energy go out. So it feels much smoother, more balanced here now.
Yes, yes, yes. Less fragmented.
It sounds
That's
weird
good.
to people that don't understand it, but if you understand it, it'll make perfect sense to you.
Well, I like that, what you said. Smoother, less fragmented, more coming together, more harmonized, I would say.
Yeah, more harmonized.
And
You think the
I know
sun's
that there
got
was,
something to do with that?
it's a good question.
I mean, I don't know. It's possible. I don't think so though. I think it's the balance. I feel like it's the good and evil balance, right? It's the light side and the dark side balance. I feel like there's a lot more people waking up, so there's more support for those people that understand what's really going on. I feel like there's more support. There's a lot of people that are waking up, that are understanding more. So it's like if you really get it all, like you used to be completely just attacked constantly. And it's kind of like there's more people willing to understand it's at least some of it anyways, like not kosher. So
That I think that's a really good aspect to see that we are witnessing the result of more people consciously awakening in their power. Want to step out of the stories, get out of the mental entanglement, entrapment, really stepping into their light, asking different questions. And of course, all of it contribute to the elevation, the vibrational elevation.
absolutely.
Yes.
There's so many people that are starting to really see the ridiculousness of like what's being presented to them on the media or the news, for example, like really seeing through it, like saying, oh my gosh, this is just completely just a big show. This is somebody like wrote the script for this, you know? And I think so many more people seeing that it really like opens them up to those possibilities. And exactly what she said about the frequency and the vibration, the more people are willing to be open to, okay, maybe there's something different or something better, you know, or something needs to be changed or fixed. I think it's helping. I think it's elevating everyone.
For sure, for sure.
Do you think that it's since mid-May things have been different, in your opinion?
Good question.
I know for sure it feels better this month. I don't know if I can pinpoint it to mid-May.
Well, Vivian's
Okay.
father said mid-May a new beginning comes. This was back in December.
I remember you told me.
Okay, yeah. So, but, you know, I don't
Well,
know.
it felt better to me. By like May 20th, it felt better to me, but that might have just been in my personal life. I don't know.
Well, that I'm glad to hear that first. And to bring it back to the May energy, May was the starting point of, think of it, the waterfall effect, where the month of May has been very, very intense for a lot of people, but intense in a way that it was giving opportunity to what was unresolved, karmic, emotional, past history, attachments, or giving an opportunity to bring that to more of a state of awareness, so we can really clear ourselves and elevate more and more. So May has been pivotal to what is coming in more and more. So we're talking about different level of quantum leap and quantum leap in consciousness.
It was like you already hit the peak, but you didn't know it yet because everything's still awful, right? And kind of like that part where you start to free fall down the other side. Kind of, I felt like that. Where like you didn't quite know it was getting better yet because it still felt tight and angry and difficult. But yeah, I'm starting to ease up now.
Yes, exactly. So we have a question, but before you, a question from Mike asking, what would the energy for June be like? What do you feel at June energy? Good question, Mike. Thank you for being here.
So for me personally, I feel like the June energy is a much lighter energy. Already feels like it's a much lighter energy coming in, kicking this month off. I feel like it's going to feel better through June and through July. But that's my personal impression. So I don't know if that is the same for you or not.
Oh, yes, definitely. And again, think of the month of May that has been very intense. And I agree. We agree with you, Yolanda. May has been very intense for a purpose. So June energy, we start to feel a certain relief. It's still things are coming together a little bit more. Like it's like we gather the
Still
pieces.
starting to coalesce.
Exactly, like the pieces of a complex puzzle, and we start to see performing a bigger picture. We're going to bring into the energy up to summer solstice and the winter equinox for the other aspect of the other side of the equinox of the hemisphere for those who are in Africa and other country. So we can feel we're moving to these energies, rolling into July and August. And I keep feeling fall energy a lot. We're going to be, everything we're doing right now, we're planting seeds that's going to be leading the way, literally leading the way, the pathway for what's coming in, especially
Right.
fall equinox.
Setting it up,
Oh, yeah.
tilling the soil and putting fertilizer down.
No, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Like
good point.
preparing, getting it all prepared.
Oh, we really are. So just keep in mind that what you're doing right now, nothing is in vain. It's very, very important. You're really planting something important. and it's a time to really open up. Yes, and remember that we have a lot of help. Do you feel like our intergalactic families are also very much?
Oh, I do.
Yes.
I absolutely do. I feel like there's been a lot of activity lately too. The last 2 weeks to last month, a lot of activity. Feel like they've been around a lot, and it seems like there's something really important going on. Some kind of I don't know, important operation or something, important meetings or something. It feels like there's a lot going on. I've been experiencing it. I don't know about you guys, but I have this feeling a lot of times before I'm going to go to sleep at night, and it's kind of like, oh no, here we go again. Like we're going to go somewhere. So
Yes. Yes.
I don't know
We're gonna
who
go
else
somewhere.
feels that way,
Yes.
but
What did Bunty said? Do they have to say anything about June energy or how things are moving right now, Jeff?
Yeah, they're all excited, and like she said, that they've been taking me to different. I want to say it's the same place where there's tall grass, and we're playing and we're having fun, and then they bring me back, and I always get up around 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up for the rest of the day, and it's tiring at times, but man, those dreams are fantastic.
see, I wish I could remember. Most of mine are blocked out right now. Most of them are blocked out right now.
Okay.
But I have felt the Ponte. The Ponte have come by to say hello a couple of times in the last week, which was nice. And Being showed up last Wednesday, and I wasn't sure what he wanted, like, oh, what do you need? And he pointed to this really tall doorway. And then he took me through. We're traveling. I don't know. And it was to some other world. And I don't know if he was showing me a war from like a long time ago or something new that was happening, but it was a being I had never seen before.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, yes, I think there's more activity lately because when beings are showing up, and yesterday there was a green orb that I saw, third eye, a green orb that showed up that unfolded into a green mantis
Oh wow.
being.
Okay.
So, and that's new. I haven't seen like a green orb and a green mantis being. I've seen Chev. Chev came to me one time, and I felt Jerry, which is a mantis that my friend has with her all the time. I felt him, but this one was actually like this really gentle, beautiful, really tall, big being, and that was the first time I've seen
Oh,
that being.
interesting.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of activity. Yes.
There are a lot of activity. And you're right, more and more because, I mean, just like that green orb turned into a green mantis for you.
Yeah.
And you talk about you, Jeff, your Ponte take you to those places in dream state. For me last night, after we came back from Belgrade, and then we went back to the hotel to anchor the energy, I was exhausted. I just wanted to sleep. I had a group, consciously I remember, there was a group of 100 beings. They came as a delegation and they said, there are hundreds of us. 100. And it's like, that was incredible.
What kind of beings were they?
They did not say, but I feel like
Oh.
there was a community
Wow.
of many of them in different form.
Now we'll have to talk because I saw like a bunch too.
You did?
I don't know if it was like 100, but it was a lot too.
Okay.
All dressed the same. These
Okay.
had a big round head and really pointy chin.
Yeah, brown. I
And
saw brown hair too.
Big. No, these didn't have hair. Big. I drew pictures. I'll show you.
I want to see that. But sometimes they approach me as they look like human,
Yes.
but they're not. And then a real
And then
shape start to reveal.
well, now I've seen that with the orbs. I've had a couple times now. So like the green one yesterday,
Yes.
this beautiful kind of neon-y green color, and then it was really a mantis being that unfolded. Archangel Michael. That's how I saw Archangel Michael.
Okay.
I saw first this white orb coming at me, and I noticed it was different than most orbs that are usually just a sphere, right? Because it had like this energy poking out of it. And also the strangest thing, there were like these little kind of triangular tips here and there, and it was flying toward me, and I'm like, what in the heck is that, right? And then when it got close in front of me, then he unfolded all of his wings, and there was like huge sets of wings, and this beautiful man hanging like in the center of the wings, or vortex energy, but it really did actually look like wings, and just blonde hair that kind of was wavy came to here. Honestly, I went to look up pictures of Archangel Michael, and I was like, oh my gosh, other people have seen this being seen this archangel, obviously, because almost everybody has a very, very similar drawing of of what I saw.
What you saw.
Yeah, but I hadn't looked it up before specifically. And then I found someone else that had actually two people that have drawn that
Okay.
kind of orb that I saw with the little tips.
Incredible.
Yeah. So
It's just to tell you, you know what I'm also feeling, Divine Fractal, and you may also see how you feel about that, Jeff. I feel like more and more we're much more interconnected than we were.
yeah.
I feel that interconnectedness. And I'll tell you, even with the intergalactic civilizations, the group, the different councils, there's definitely a partnership. I mean, it really is exciting. And I'm glad that you say that, Suzanne. Thank you for joining us. That there's an excitement, and it is. And that's one
It
feeling.
is exciting.
Yes, it is. And I was reminded of something important. The joy of anticipation.
Oh, yeah.
The joy of anticipation. This is more than just wishful thinking. It's you are aligning yourself in frequency, in vibration, in intention to what is it that you are looking forward for.
Me too, Yvonne. Like literally, I just
Yes.
got goosebumps too.
The tingles, the
Literally, when she said that joy of anticipation. No, 100%. Because I'm feeling that happiness and anticipation of us all coming together. And you're right. I think we forget that sometimes. We get so
Right.
upset that things haven't already happened yet that we've forgotten that there's goosebumps.
And-
We forgot that there's this wonderful point of having fun. And now I'm getting toned in my left ear. So yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I'll tell and I want to share with you
Oh.
the source of that reminder.
Wow.
The joy of it. It didn't come from me or my group. It came from my little friend. Her name is Marianne. She's an earth fairy, a human fairy, a very little beautiful little fairy. And she sent messages, and I caught that piece like in thin air. The joy of anticipation. And I'll tell you what it did. It brought me back into alignment that says, okay, now this is when I'm ready.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Something only here on the Infinite Star Connections. I'm telling you, you never know with us. The
Right?
door is wide open. You never know. And
What's gonna pop in? What's gonna happen?
oh, absolutely. And it's wonderful to be here live from Sedona.
It
And
is. It's so fun to be here in person and get to hang out. I mean, not only does it feel so good, but it is just really fun. It is really fun. And honestly, I don't even know what's going on with the rest of the conference. I've been having the most fun hanging out with Viviane, with Peter, and Clark,
yes, Clark, Yvonne,
and Yvonne, yeah, Terrell.
I
We're
mean,
having a
I
good
got a
time.
big smile in the back right here. Yes, looking at pictures, and it's just the energy, and it's to see each other. You know, take a
Yeah.
time to be in person like this. It's really is something, and we look forward to it.
Oh, and the sky was really active last night too. Yeah, we saw. Well, the sky was beautiful. It was crystal clear blue. So there was a bit of a moon, and then it set behind a mountain, and then it got really dark, and you could see the Milky Way and just millions and millions of stars. And there was quite a few ships that went by, you know, that came into view and disappeared, and a bunch of falling stars too. So that was a lot of fun.
I want to show. I'm glad you say that about the sky because the sky was very vibrant. I saw a dimensional being
Oh, that's
coming,
amazing.
opening a portal, walking in, and going back into the other portal. This is what it's called dimensional, because we're coexisting in parallel in so many dimensions. You know that, right?
Yeah.
We're coexisting, and when you attune yourself, you can literally saw sometime being coming out of one portal, and it's just moving into the other. And like before my eyes, with my eyes open, not in dream state, with my eyes open. And you talk about the sky. I want to show everybody a picture. It was taken at nighttime. Look at the color.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was taken at nighttime of Friday when we arrived. Settling in, it's probably after 9 o'clock at night. It's supposed to be pretty dark outside. And the moon is bright. And something tells me, just take a picture. I just want to show you the vibrancy of the frequency. Check this out, Jeff. Look at the color.
It is so beautiful, like dark blue,
Dark blue. And it was the middle of the night. It
With,
was
like,
like,
lighter blue and turquoise. It's just gorgeous.
it was at least 9:30 at night. And the
Wow.
sky became like, isn't that
Oh,
something?
it's beautiful.
Yeah, 9:30 at night.
Yeah, it
So-
would have been much darker than that.
Yes.
Not
And in the picture,
just beautiful
Yeah.
dark blue.
very dark blue. So I asked, are we in the presence of my star family? Are you here? And the answer I receive is yes. We are brought our, it's almost like, it's like the sky was, there was a juxtaposition of a blue vortex overimposed with the sky to
Well,
give
I was telling you, Viviane, when I was driving up here Saturday morning, as I was driving up, I started to feel the Arcturian presence, started feeling the Arcturian presence, and I started feeling the Lyrans, I call them Syrian Lyran lions, right? These Lyran beings. I was feeling their energy as I was driving up here. I was feeling their energy, and I got here, and then Viviane was speaking and ended up doing a meditation that was with the Arcturians and the Lyrans, and I was like, oh my gosh, that makes total. That's literally what I was feeling when I was driving into Sedona Saturday morning. So
they were already preparing.
they were already preparing.
But you, of course you were, because you're so connected and gifted yourself.
Thank you.
No, you are. It's so true. Do we all agree here? Yes, we are. So, of course, they were already preparing you. And I'll tell you, the alignment, I was not expecting. I was not.
Right? You weren't expecting them,
No.
huh?
It's where we were in the energy. They said, we're going to bring in with alignment.
I've seen them here before.
seen.
Here at this conference center at years ago, whatever. I've seen them here. But
You've seen them.
my protector, I've seen him here.
I love
It's beautiful Syrian Lyran.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
fantastic. And in the audience, we have, of course, amazing gifted people just like Divine Fractals. We have people who are more Andromedan. We have people who are Arcturian energy, and those who were just there for consciousness. We have people who are like, they were ancients. You can feel in the soul, they were like ancient souls and newer souls combined in one room. It was amazing. Amazing. And Peter? Sorry, we have someone. Hi, welcome. It's just that's the beauty of being live here on the Infinite Star Connections with, at a conference, we're connecting with people. We say hello, and it's also our presence and make a difference.
I do. I think it makes a huge difference.
Yes, I think that, a beautiful Ellie, like a comment earlier says, I think that it's your energy that creates those changes. And we are, because we're here as Anchor.
See, and that's why you also can't just sit in your house all the time.
That's
You can't lay on the couch all the time and hide from all of the yuckiness. You have to get out in the world, because if you don't move around and interact with other people, you can't spread your light. You can't anchor your light in different places that you go to visit. You have to make that intention to go out there and how the only way you're going to make everything better is if we go and do something about it. And something easy that everybody can do is intentionally go to places that you love or you care about, and intentionally put your love and your light there and push out the dark. I mean, that's how you get rid of the dark, right? You shine a light on it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And remember that fear and love cannot coexist in the same
Yeah.
space. So it's really a powerful way to dissolve lower frequency, doubt, anxiety, stress, feeling despair, disconnect. Bring the light in, just breathe in, just neutralize those energies,
Yeah.
and allow yourself to shift.
The love. The
The
love
love.
conquers all, right?
What's your thought about all of this, our dear friend Jeff?
I'm just taking it all in, and I'm extremely jealous that I'm not there.
I know.
I know.
You
We
guys
wish you were
Having
here.
all the fun.
I tried to get him here. I tried really hard to get him
I know I
here.
can't. I
tried.
can't. Not yet. Not for another few months.
I know.
Yeah,
Soon.
it's gonna be what I would love to do. Okay, let's make a declaration, all of us, between all of us, and it's just our group from everywhere, from wherever you are. I would love to co-create our own conference, our own event.
I was literally just thinking about that this morning.
There you go.
I have all the information to do that. We were going to do that. Remember, we were going to.
Yeah, Jeff and I were working on one actually before
Ah.
COVID.
Yeah,
Okay.
before
Yeah,
COVID.
we were actually working on one before COVID. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny that you say that, because we've already been thinking about that.
We already did
we
the
have,
groundwork and everything. So
All the parts in place really to get it going. So,
Well, then hold that. hold that. And then I'd like to hear from all of you in the chat room to see, would you love to come to our conference, our events from everywhere? We would want you to be here from wherever you are, Sweden, England, Glastonbury, come, Canada, Australia, everywhere you are, the Canary Islands, everywhere. Imagine coming together to attend our event in the high frequency of light, maintaining the height and energy of love, community, acceptance. When you feel welcome, you're able to be in a safe place to be who you are.
To be in a safe place.
In a
And be
safe
you.
place.
And be with other people that understand you.
Ah, yes, who
safe.
understand.
Safe place. You'll be there with the Ponti, the Umo, the Arcturians.
Right? The Andromedans, the
Ain't
Syrian
nobody gonna
Lyran
bother you there.
beings, the
Yeah.
mantis.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh man,
Yeah, they.
yeah. Chev, can you imagine Chev
Mhm.
being there? Tell me to get his boxes out of my house.
I love it. I got so many yeses from Vienna, from everywhere. Yes, yes, yes. Count me in.
That's
Yes,
beautiful.
please. We'll be there at our conference. There you go, Yolanda.
Yeah.
Our conference. So we can really maintain exactly the quality and the vibrational energy, the quality of the vibration. This is no longer about implementing fear paradigm. We have to walk in parallel to it. We are emerging from it. This is a time of historic, and we keep saying that historical time.
Historical time.
I'm telling you, historical. Yes, you would go, Simon, and you are welcome. You in Maritza.
You know this is an incredible time because we all chose to be here for this. So you know it is. You know it's an incredible time.
Absolutely. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Catherine in Canada. Yes, yes, yes. And no worries about transportation, Ellie. I'm sure that when we converge and the time comes, transportation
Yeah.
will be like flowing.
You know, it does. It does. When it's right, everything falls into place.
Yes,
Spirit takes care of you.
Yes,
Spirit
yes.
takes care of you, and it all falls
You
into
know,
place.
I just had a weird thought, because the Infinite Voice Project has a donation page. It'd be like the same thing as a crowdfunding.
You know what? That's a great idea. We could do that.
Yeah.
We could do that as a crowdfunding so we could put it together. It's a very good idea.
Yeah, so
Yes,
everybody listening, go to the
absolutely.
Infinite Voice Project and show me some love. Hit that love button.
Have that love going so we can create an event for us and align with where we are truly heading to, as opposed to creating underlying energetics of still fragmentation and it says, oh, we're shifting.
Trying to get little bits and pieces out of other things.
Right. And it's still we're putting we have some brakes in the back of the car. We'll put the brakes for you, but we think that you're moving forward. No more of this. No more.
It's a good
Yeah, we got to
put
think of a
on-
real cool name too.
Yeah, I have one, but
Yeah, we'll keep it
we'll
for
talk
brainstorm.
offline about that.
Yeah. And then that's to be continued, everyone. So little exclusive scoop here on the Infinite Star Connections. Thank you.
Exciting. I love it.
Oh, Divine Flight. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
It's so good to
So
see you.
much
So good to
love,
see.
man. Get out of here.
It's a lot of love. Oh my gosh, you should feel the room over here. This whole part of the room, you should just feel it.
That's because we are creating that by choice.
Yeah, well, I need
That's
some love here, man, because I'm just about finished with a project that is brutal.
Well, we're gonna send you a bunch of love, okay,
Yeah.
Jeff?
Send it to you.
Send you a bunch of love.
Send
Send
it to
you some
you.
healing.
I'm
Yeah, I
almost
think-
done. So
Okay.
Good.
Let's bring that to you, our friend. And I think you need some bro love over here. I'm about to come back in.
I'm gonna bring
Yes.
Peter back in.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yes, thank you so much again.
No, of course.
I'm going to wrap up with your other brother from the star system.
Right?
Yes.
Tell me about anything.
Yeah. We're finishing in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We have people talking and it's so exciting.
Absolutely.
I think it would be great to wrap up today with our beautiful Peter. So masculine energy to support each other, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful masculine energy. How was your interaction with people? How things have been for you, honey?
Actually, the conference has been pretty good. People are really inquisitive about the energy of the pyramid because it is very powerful in the area. And then you walk into the room and you see it, it grabs everybody's attention. And other people that are actually energy sensitive come into the room just for the energy of it. It actually clears the room, and, it just keeps the room very stable. And that pretty much happens everywhere we go when we do conferences with the pyramid.
That's
And having people really experience the tools. I can stand on stage and do a talk about how the pendants do this and how the anklets do that, and the way the tool is supposed to function. But the interesting piece is when people actually put them on, the way the tools interact with their energy, because everybody's energy is different, the tools react differently with everybody. Yes, they'll do the tool, what it's designed to do, but it also interacts with the energy differently for everybody.
That's
Like,
true.
yes, it'll shield you.
Because the anklet that I got actually put on my wrist, and that actually works good for me.
See,
Cool.
that's a good example of that, Jeff.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Yeah, and actually, we had somebody actually did some experiments with us. I think it was in San Mateo, actually, where they put the anklets on, and they put the anklets inside out. So where the copper mesh was actually showing, basically inside their leg instead of facing out, and they were basically showing us that the energy definitely changes when you actually have the copper facing out versus copper facing in. So if you're wearing it on your wrist, it's always going to be out because you're wearing it like this. Right? And so it's going to be copper out. So yeah, it has something to do with the way it actually interacts with your field.
You
So
know
it's
what
really
else I found
interesting.
too is that it is the positioning of those stones that's important too.
Yeah.
So I make sure that the real small one, I don't know which one it is, that's always on the outermost part.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very, very true.
Absolutely.
And I want to talk about this one here. That's another big one.
Okay.
Yeah, with the shield of Archangel Michael, it's a silver one. Look at this piece here.
Wow. That's cool.
Is that amazing? What you can tell us about this one?
Well, this one is actually made from the Remen cubit, which is a very powerful cubit. It's more like a third eye energy to it. It's got a lot of power. And it's just very much an enabling tensor ring. And for this pendant, I used a very heavy gauge, very heavy gauge silver on it. If we do a comparison on a regular pendant, I put them side by side right here. You can see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the regular copper one is really thin compared to the silver. So I did that on purpose to see, because when you actually increase the size of the metal, it actually increases the power.
Mm-hmm.
It gets a little too excessive if you go too much bigger than that, but it's actually kind of interesting. It gets more powerful. So we ended up putting it in silver, so it becomes more powerful with that particular metal. It'll actually get more powerful with gold, but it'll probably cost $1,000 just to make the ring.
Yeah.
So we won't do that. But this one actually has all the stones built into it for a Archangel Michael pendant. So it has the shielding and heart healing, clearing, and calming effect. But it also has another 60 stones in it.
60?
Yeah, at least 60.
Oh my goodness.
So it has all the different attributes.
Wow.
And the one I'm wearing is actually the logo, and it has it has 72 crystals in it.
72. We'll go to the master.
Yeah, this is the master, and the energy of it is extremely, extremely powerful.
Holy moly.
Yeah, and I have it down the center with the DNA, the chakras. It looks like DNA coming down it with the yin yang symbol in it. And I wanted to see how far I could take the technology and the build on it. But what I'm trying to say with these tools is using the different metals, using the different crystals, and the intentions coming in behind them is just an impressive tool. And that's why I have custom, so people can actually order what they want with a crystal in it. And it's just like, it makes it so personalized and powerful for the individual. And it just, the pendants themselves, these are the ones I'm creating just to actually experiment with and see where they go, see where it goes from there.
Incredible. I mean, I got so many wow factor in a chat room. Is it on the website? Wow Silver Wow, this is incredibly powerful. Where can we get that? Because I think I'm gonna have to create more, honey.
Yes, we're looking into doing more of a silver. I'm going to actually have to create a completely different workstation for that. Working with silver, I'm going to have to try to reclaim all of the, the cuts and the cuttings, and working with
Grinding,
copper.
yeah.
Yeah, all of it has to be reclaimed because it's just too expensive. So it becomes very precious. It is a precious metal. Copper is too, but it's manageable with copper. So yeah, I'm going to have to actually create a completely different session with that.
That's incredible. That's incredible. And that's gonna be more. And there's also a Starseed collection coming in, right?
Yes, yeah. We were both working on that actually on our trip when we were actually in the air for the 26 hours
Coming back
coming back
from
from Africa.
South Africa. We're working on this new
Yeah,
collection.
the Starseed collection, where the pendant is actually going to have the Archangel Metatron shielding. So you're going to energetically be protected. So your energy of your internal being is going to be protected. And the intention is to put a symbol or a logo or whatever gets coming to our minds, as Viv was actually doing the designs for that. And she was actually connecting and seeing what design will work for the individual stars.
Yeah.
And now we just need to figure out what crystals to actually put in there to actually tune the frequency of the pendant, because we want to actually have the energy field be that of the individual starseed, whether it's Andromedan or Orion or wherever they're from. You want that energy to feel more comfortable and native to that soul source. And on top of that, we're actually changing the actual frequency of the rings. So as you know, this is a Remen qubit. This one's extremely powerful. This one is a lost qubit, and you can see there's a big size difference, right? So the size is going to differ depending on what the energy is needed for that particular starseed. So some might be rather big, some might be rather small, but it all depends on the starseed's requirement, the energy of it. So it's going to, they're going to be so unique to individual starseeds. The frequency of the ring, the frequency with the crystals, all of that. It's going to be a lot of fun to actually create these.
And that's interesting because I think the people that are more awakened, and more in tune with themselves, really don't need, they just need just a little tiny boost.
Yeah, well, that's what the pendants do. The pendants are not a replacement for your own intentions, your own understanding of shielding. It's there to actually help you, because right now we're going through a lot of stress, right? When you get a lot of stress, your shields go down because you start focusing on other things.
True.
So at that point, these are actually just enabling you to actually stay in your own power, even if you get stressed, and it'll allow you to keep your own energy and your own power in place. And it'll actually keep your soul energy in its proper happy place, if you want to call it that. So you can actually be your brilliant white or brilliant blue or whatever light energy you're actually projecting. It'll allow you to do that.
Yeah, I actually been using your bracelet during this project that I'm just about to be complete with, but without that bracelet, I know there's no way that I could finish it.
Yeah, they're very, very protective. It basically the anklets cap off your torus, so it basically turns your torus energy into a sphere, and it basically your energy field turns into a shield. Because your energy field, you don't sense people's energy through your bubble, through the torus field. You actually sense the energy coming through your crown chakra and through your root chakra. So the energy comes in those directions, and then your body interprets where the direction comes from based on understanding. It's just automatically done by your being. So when you actually wear the anklets, it basically blocks off those inputs. At that point, you can actually do whatever you need to do, and you're not going to be impacted by others' energy or places or whatever it is. And we have a friend, Thomas, who actually muscle tested and did a bunch of work on 5G tools, and found that my pendants are 95% effective against EMF versus like the 5G BioShield, which is like 40% effective. And it's like these tools are very powerful in all kinds of aspects. Emotional shielding, EMF shielding, all kinds of fun.
Of course. Yeah, because we're very talented and very good. You also really see the downloads. It's also the energy, the creation, the intention behind all of this that makes this conscious technology even more potent and effective.
Okay, now I got a question for you, Peter. Now, that bracelet that I got, is there a way that I could charge it? Because I'll tell you what I've been doing. and it's actually been
Okay.
amplifying it. I've been putting it onto my quartz crystal, the big quartz that I got,
Okay.
and just like laying it up next to it. And I think, I don't know, I can't be for sure, but I think that actually helps with the rest of the crystals that are inside of it.
All the tools that are created using tensor technology, the tensor rings actually are self-sustaining.
Mhm.
They are room temperature superconductors, and they never diminish in their power. So, and part of the tool is, there's no but, it's an and. These tools, through intention, you can actually tell it to go up in power, go down in power, shield you, hide you, make, work on this, clear this with ease and grace, and it will do what you ask it to do. And that's the most powerful thing you can do. It teaches you how to use your intentions. It really helps you focus it.
Good one.
And we've
I
done
like
it. We did actually here in Sedona. It was 3 years ago now. We were up here doing a conference, or it was a class actually, and what ended up happening is Viv ended up being under an energetic attack. And at the time, I gave Viviane my pendant. She put it on. I told her to put the intention on to make yourself invisible to anybody that would do you harm. And instantly, the attack disappeared, diminished, gone completely.
Yeah.
And it didn't come back.
No, it just,
So it works, and it works instantly. It teaches you how to use your intentions,
that's true.
and it allows you to see it and feel it and understand it really, really fast.
That's very true. That is
It's a
true.
manifestational kind of thing. It helps.
Wow. I feel like we went into a time warp today. Can you believe it's been an hour and a half already? Can you believe that, Jeff?
No, these things, we got to expand it to 2 hours. I'm telling you.
I know, but today we're going to have to wrap up because we're in a conference and we have a business meeting coming up here at the conference. Well, I'll tell you, I want to welcome, of course, always you, but I want to thank everyone who's been with us. Thank you for being with us all the time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for also contributing to your light. Jeff, my friend, always a joy. The next episode will be on Sunday, June 19, and I know in different countries it's going to be Father's Day. So let's celebrate the Divine Masculine in its own right. On June 19, 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And you will see we're going to have another amazing episode here. Stay tuned, everyone. We're sending you much love. Thank you, Manuel.
Namaste.
Namaste, my friend Jeff. We send you lots of love. And
I need it.
everyone,
Great.
yeah,
You got
you
it.
got it. We got your back, okay? We got your back. And all of you. Much love, everyone. We'll see you on June 19 for another amazing discussion and beyond. We appreciate you, and we'll see you very soon. Stay in your light, everyone.